Alright, so here I think is where we're actually going to... Oh, yeah, the king. I love the king. Riding this dinosaur. He's got a cannon for us. Ooh, and we blast off. Nice. Perfect aim. Right in the side of the ship. So this is, of course, going to start up stage number 4. Let's do it. Now, this is actually one of my favorite stage themes. It's it's hard to explain. It's loungy. It's a major tone, but I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, we got this little mini boss here right out of the gate. I'm not really doing this right, but okay, let's move up a bit. The angle that you hit it back is sort of determined by when you hit it with your sword. So if you can find a spot to hit him reliably, I don't know. I'm not very good at this, as you can see, but it looks like we've hit a pretty good rhythm here. Oh, it's too late. There we go. If you focus too much on trying to get the angle right, you might end up accidentally getting hit. Alright, now here make sure to hold to the right before you get blown back. If you let go, you will get knocked to the left. Jump over the first barrel, the second one bounces, the third... Crap. That was bad. See what I mean? You get pushed way back. The third, fourth, and fifth will roll, then the next 3 will bounce. You can pretty much just walk under the bouncing ones, get the bananas there. Now, we'll probably get a... It was a bouncer. Well, at least I didn't get knocked too far back. Alright, get out of here, man. So I don't usually let the pattern go that long. I wasn't sure what I was going to do next. Alright, now be careful here. Obviously, if you fall, it's death, so you don't want that to happen. And if you get hit by these guys, you let go of the railing, so... we can get the one up here if you want by dropping and doing the rocket. It looks kind of dangerous, but it's not too bad. Okay, another mini-boss. I like to go to the left and get a few cheap hits in. Now, this guy, it is possible to rocket down there and hit him and keep doing damage that way, but I usually like to do this the intended way because obviously rocketing down there is very dangerous. So we basically just want to hit these guys and try to make them fall on them, which, depending on the pattern you get, may or may not work well. But I'm doing alright here, it seems. There we go. Took him down in 1 round. If you take too long, the cycle will repeat, but it's no big deal. Now, these platforms, you kind of, as you can see, have to watch out for. It doesn't always work well. Now here we're going to get our multitasking abilities checked. We're going to have to keep destroying these guys that come at us while simultaneously making our way through this little platform or section of lasers or whatever. So it can be a little tough. The good news is you can duck under their shots. So if you take a little bit too long, it's no big deal. You can just stop and duck. But it can be a little frustrating, and as you can see, some of the sections are a little tough to get through. We'll wait here. Alright, and you probably don't want to stop between there. It looks like I'm going to have to. That's just the way it worked out. Thankfully, I was positioned well. Okay, crap. The way these are timed is just absolutely the worst. Sometimes you can get it to where you can just run straight through, and other times you get timings like that, where you have to try to wait in those small ones. Thankfully, there's health recovery here. Now, I'm going to give you a little tip before we walk into the next room. Once you enter this door, don't move. Do not press any directions, because we're facing another boss. And it turns out the first attack he does can actually be avoided by literally just standing in place. I always thought this was kind of cool. So we've got this giant mechanical thing again. I don't really know what to call it. And you can see the first thing he's going to do is, like, drop these, I don't know, metal things on us. And as you can see, everything misses you if you stand perfectly still. I love it. Now get really close to him and try to hit this little red part in between. Just make sure to duck under the lasers. As you can see, you can take him down pretty quickly if you're close enough. Now make sure not to get hit too much by this guy. He actually does a lot of damage. The trick is he'll jump whenever you swing your sword, assuming he's already on the ground and not in the air, of course. So just use that to your advantage, make him jump over you. It's really no big deal. This is simple. They really can catch you off guard, and if you're low on health, you can get a really cheap death right there. Okay, so that does it for stage number 4. We are moving right along in the game, which is awesome. And I think we ended that one with full health even, so sweet. Alright, so it looks like we were bringing the ship down, but of course he's got an escape plan. And so do we, apparently. It's going back in that big castle thing there, and now we start up stage number 5, which is actually pretty cool. I kind of like this one. The start of it can be a little bit rough, though, if you don't know what's coming. We're going to start out with a little flying section here. Now we're going to have to avoid these giant, like, copper or whatever golden missiles that are being shot at us. That pattern right there I actually find to be the hardest one to avoid. Then they're going to just shoot at us with regular guns, which is easy to avoid, just staying on the left. And now some soldiers are going to come in on balloons. Again, these guys are pretty easy. They don't really do much. I'm not even sure if they shoot anything. I think they just try to run into you, so these really shouldn't be any problem. They don't come very fast at all. There we go. Alright, now we've got a series of missiles to avoid. I recommend staying all the way at the top, because that'll give you the most time to react, of course. Let's make sure to stay in the middle here. And then watch out for the 3. Gotta move over a bit. Now, these are gonna be really quick, so make sure... I like to just go kind of back and forth, right and left here. And then one more up the middle, and that'll finish the section. Now, make sure to get down at the bottom, otherwise this next mini-boss will get a cheap hit right here as he sails in. You can't actually be hit by that. Now, he's got those kind of 4 little things at the front. Obviously, the front and center is what we're going to be aiming for, which is a little bit tough. As you can see, you can actually go in between the lasers, which is kind of hard. And here, you just kind of have to find a spot. It's a little bit rough, like I said. But once you do this, you're probably in the clear. Just make sure to watch out for him, because he will charge you. Alright. So now we've got all those things gone. We're just hitting him now. Crap, I got hit. And as you can see, that does 3 hearts of damage, so if you get hit 3 times, you're dead. Yeah, there we go. We just got him. But wait! Back he comes. Now he's going to be flying. This part's really easy. Just stay all the way to the left and keep mashing that attack button. You'll avoid that attack and take him out before he can do anything else, just like that. So that's pretty simple. He can be very tough, actually, if you let him do too much. So just keep up the offense. Okay, and now we enter this section, which is one of my favorites in the game. They give you a 1-up here because you can get a really cheap death. You want to run back here, jump over this thing, because hitting that will kill you in 1 hit. You can rocket over it, but it's kind of tough. Now here we have to beat these guys to the bottom, which is a little hard if you don't know where the platforms are. Otherwise you can kind of guess. You know, they go in zigzag patterns most of the time. Crap. Phew, alright, we made it. A little close, but we're fine. Alright, now here, rocket across real quick to get a head start. And then I like to sort of not do that. Alright, now we made it after all, so it's no big deal. Jump on the button, and if you want, you can stick around and watch these guys fall to their deaths. Always fun. Okay, so now we have this section, which we've seen a few times at platformers before. We're going to have to make our way through as this ceiling collapses on us. It looks kind of weird because, I mean, when you look at the floor especially, you can kind of tell this stuff's in the background, so it's like, would it really crush us? You know, I don't know. But I like to use the rocket here to sort of get across quickly. Helps things out. Now, this section right here is a little bit close. You just barely make it under there. I think that's why they give you that 1-up, because it is pretty hard to get through. Alright, just keep on going here, and this should be the end. Yeah. Alright, now we've got a little bit of a different section. We've got this little lift that obviously will go in the direction we hit. Down or up to go down or up, and then the other direction wants to stop it again to go in that direction. So if you want to stop going up, just hit down. Very simple section right there, but we're going to get a... that was just a crash course. We're actually going to get into the real thing right here. You can probably see there are like glowing spikes down there. Those things will kill you in 1 hit, so we're going to have to use this thing to avoid them, of course. I like getting the gems. It's not really necessary. You could just go straight there, but what's the fun in that, right? After all, that score is important, isn't it? Alright, so just be a little careful here. This isn't too bad. This track also, by the way, I haven't mentioned it yet. I'm surprised I forgot. This track is probably my favorite in the game. I love this one. It's jazzy. It's got like this really awesome keyboard solo and everything. I love it. Alright, so I like to stay low here. You kind of have to squeeze it a bit. I mean, you can see there is a 1-up up there if you want to be dangerous, but I would not recommend it. Okay, so make our way through here, avoid the spikes. Like I said, it's not too tough. They give you quite a bit of room. Just make sure you're, I don't know, that you don't get hit, I guess. Alright, there we go. And also make sure to jump off that thing, because it will disappear and hurl you into the spikes. So yes, this guy's right here, but unfortunately there's nothing we can do about it right now. He's hopped into this giant robot. So get ready to go here. If you do not like rocket right out of the gate, he'll pretty much take you out right there when you have to jump up. So I pretty much just use the rocket whenever necessary, and here just shoot up into the left into that. Then here, if you want, you can sort of shoot back and go up that way to get a 1-up. Go to the right, and we get our own giant robot. Now guess what we get to do? Fight! Yeah, it's like a giant version of... crap. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. You get... oh man, wow, okay, that's not good. Now I definitely can't get hit. I usually don't, but... now, once you hit him a few times, he gets a little too fast. You kind of have to back away. And as you can see now, he's sort of playing it a little bit more strategic. Crap. Get in there. Okay. Hit him again. Alright, I think one more time should probably do it. Phew, alright, we did it. Man, I cut that close. I mean, you probably saw how much damage that did. I wasn't paying attention, but I know I'm down to 2 hearts, so... alright, we're doing pretty good. Awesome. So... took care of that one. I always liked that. I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, so now that guy on the throne is the big main bad guy, and of course we've just rescued the princess. Sweet. Oh, what's that? Alright, so it looks like he got away, but the princess is casting some kind of spell on us, which will let us rocket up after him. Sweet. Now, these bad guys, they've always got their escape plan. It's no fun. Alright, so this is stage number 6, which as you can guess is going to be another flying stage. Now, this one is quite a lot tougher than the last one we faced. It's basically just like a giant shoot-'em-up, really. I mean, this is actually a pretty long section. If you destroy all those guys, an apple will appear at the end to give you a little more health recovery, so that's good if you get hit. Their shots only do 1 heart of damage, so these guys really aren't too much of a threat. They're just kind of an annoyance. Now, in this section, we're going to have quite a lot of them. If you destroy the purple ones in the middle, they'll release healing items for you if you need them. Alright, yes, now we have the asteroid section. This is probably one of my least favorite. You can see there's a ton of these big asteroids like this. Smaller ones in the background won't do anything to you. You don't have to worry about them. But it is these giant ones, especially the ones that shoot out missiles for whatever reason, that are quite a pain. And I hate the ones coming from behind, too, because you're mostly focusing ahead on where you're going. So you want to keep moving, but you also want to make sure you know where you are. Now here, if you hit the asteroid, you'll get some health recovery for good. You can collect all 5 like that. That was actually lucky. I usually don't. And now we have another mini-boss here, so get some shots in when he lowers his shield. Oh, we actually kept it down a lot longer than usual. Alright, then here, stay in the middle, and you can pretty much get next to him and hit him. Again, if you get hit, good news is it only takes 1 heart, so that's fine. And again, also, like I said, they usually give you plentiful health recovery, so make sure to grab this if you need to. Ah, I couldn't get them all that time. Okay, now this section is a little bit of a pain. These guys take generally about 5 shots to kill, and you've also got that big guy who just comes in from the middle of nowhere. Make sure to avoid that giant gun. That does a ton of damage. That would probably kill me right now if it hit me. And this is where things start to get tough. The pink guy, that's actually the same Axel guy, I believe. He's going to spin around, he's going to fly around. We've got these green things that are shooting at us, and he's shooting missiles, and it's really just a giant pain. Now watch out, because he's going to do the big gun again, so if those guys get hit by it, they'll get taken down, which is nice. Crap, I couldn't get any hits on him there. We do need to be taking this guy down, but I'm being lazy and like hardly even hitting him. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. That was perfect. Phew, okay, we made it through. That one's a little bit tough. And again, health recovery, so make sure to grab it. All 5, didn't need them, but I got them. And now we're going to move on to the big boss. Alright, so it's basically this giant ship that's got a lot of different cannons on it. Really all we need to do... oh crap, this is bad. Whew, I made it. I like to take out this cannon. Hey, it doesn't usually get to do that. But be careful when you do that. If you can't take it out in one go, don't sit there and risk it. Running into the ship, I believe, does 6 hearts worth of damage, so that's really, really bad if you do that. Whew, oh man. And again, those shots only do 1 heart, so it's fine. You don't actually have to do anything there. That's pretty much just a waiting game. Okay, so it's going to teleport around a lot, but it doesn't really do a whole lot other than that. Now, once it does this one, start attacking here kind of around this hatch area. This is its weak point. You can see there's kind of a big orange orb there. And it's going to teleport away once you defeat that one. Now there's going to be one right here alongside the head. So again, getting close, not too close. I mean, don't get yourself hit or anything, but phew, that was actually a little close too. And then we've also got another weak point back here. Once you take that one out, then the head's going to be by itself. And pretty much once you reach this stage, you're almost all clear. You know, barring any major catastrophe, we should be fine here. Alright, so at this point, there's not a lot we can really do to damage him, which is why I'm basically just sitting back and avoiding this stuff. He's going to shoot out sort of this homing thing, which will track on you 3 times, then he'll take out that little orange ball and knock it back and forth. You want to hit it, and that will do 1 hit worth of damage. So from here on, the cycle's going to repeat, and we just need to keep doing that. Now, most of the stuff he does is not that damaging. These shots do 1 heart. The little tracking thing, I believe, does 2. You also can run into him, like you could run into his claw right there if one I was going forward. And I believe that does either 2 or 3, so you generally want to avoid that, but it's not too hard. Alright, now this one actually takes a little while, though, believe it or not. You have to hit him like 5 or 6 times, I believe, so we're going to be at this for a bit. Now, if you were on hard mode, like I said before, I'm pretty sure on hard everything kills you in 1 hit. This would be a nightmare, it really would. I mean, you can see in pretty much every stage so far, I believe, I've gotten hit at some point, so yeah, hard mode is not exactly for me. Okay, so let's just keep on wailing on this guy and avoiding the stuff. Ooh, that was actually kind of close. Pull that thing. Let's do it. Yeah, alright, awesome. Then, for whatever reason, 1,000,000 explosions fill the air, and we have finished stage 6, I believe this was. Sweet. And did it at fairly full life, too, which is nice. Okay, so let's fill back up and get out of here.